Hello. So today, I've got I've had a quite busy week. I've got lots of little projects on the go. But out of the blue, on Monday evening, I had an email to say that on Tuesday I would have deal of the day. Now that is actually still running, and I, as I'm recording this, I've got about 5 hours left. So I was quite surprised at the deal of the day. It was about 15 days between submission and actually going live, which was my previous one had been 81 days between the start and end. So yeah, that was unexpected. Now I've been using deal of the day. I've been focusing on my gold bestsellers, of which this is one, trying to get them within striking distance of platinum because getting your 51 sales isn't that difficult. Um, if you make 51, there's a very good chance you're going to make the 101 to get your silver, and then it starts to slow down. It's 251 for electrum, and then 501 for gold, and 1001 for the platinum. So this was this title was I think it was sat on 685 sales, so it was well into the gold, but nowhere near the platinum. And spoiler, it's still not. But it bumps it up. Being 300 and something away and being 100 and something away is a big difference. But most of what I wanted to talk about today will be we can see on this product page. So it was at 685. It is now at 840. So I'm 161 away from the platinum now, which is, yeah, it's not bad going. Um, what's that? There's 155 copies sold. It's selling for $1.60, of which I'll get about $1.20 per sale. So that whole thing of about $200 per um, for a deal of the day is standing about true because it's got 5 hours still to go, and there's been plenty of secondary sales as well. So yeah, that all seems good. So let's go back to the product page. So going down the product page, this is one where I've got it in print, and I made sure I got it in print before the submitting it for deal of the day, and I've discounted the print as well. Although deal of the day is only for digital products, um, I discounted the print as well. So let's scroll down a bit now. Something that stood up. That cover changed yesterday before it went live, um, and we go down just down to here. So someone said to me, I think it was at the weekend, that I had good product identity because as soon as they saw one of these slanted, what I call a mock-up cover, as soon as they saw that, they knew it was one of mine. And when I was looking at my titles, you could see, say, most of the top row was on the slanted ones, but all the older covers were like these, um, which are sort of just traditional drive-through cover thumbnails. So I thought, right, okay, if even customers are coming around and saying, "Oh, well, I can spot your titles because they look like that," why don't I make that true? Make my titles look like that. So I spent probably 8 hours just with Photoshop and made up all of the covers. Now these two are commissions. I don't have control of them. They are released under sort of franchise with somebody else. Um, Now, what I can update those, but they aren't under my control. But the fun thing about those two, they're about to be joined by two others. Um, so I will probably make another little subsection here of commissions, which I'm hoping to get two benefits from it. One is again, it's another section. So I'm saying, look here, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. Great, and with four covers in there, at least four covers, there's a good chance of it people going, oh look, I've got a game, he does commissions, so it might bring in more work that way. So yeah, those two are the odd ones out. I'll either bump them to the end, and then when I've done the others, create a new section. So yeah, that was, I did that. This is new, literally quite new. I put a little new icon in there. If you saw one of my products last week, that little new icon was down here in the cut up authoring non-cut up non-authoring section, because the 1,000 Nights or 1,001 Nights was the newest book, and now moving on there. So this is going to hop around, and it was there last week, here this week. It's going to be down here next week. But so yeah, that's the top section. The cut up non-authoring solo. These are really interesting books because it's in largely three sections. The first section is the front matter. What is cut up non-authoring solo? What is solo? What's non-authoring solo? What are cut ups? A basic tool to go along with the cut ups, and an example of play. And every single one of these books has basically the same front section, just modified so it refers to the content later in the book. So that one's the Conan Hour of the Dragon. We've got Dracula in there. We've got some Lovecraft, John Carter of Mars, and now 1,001 Nights. The next, the middle section is the actual cut-ups themselves. And these are created in, I've got a Word text editor, which does much of the processing. Then I've got Word macro set up in Word, which does further processing. And then it all goes into a spreadsheet. And that spreadsheet does more processing, but is also, once the macros are out of it, that spreadsheet is bundled with the book. So when you buy the PDF, you get the PDF and you get spreadsheets, and you get now in the newest ones a folder with all the images, which brings us back to the book. So the first section is how to use it. The second section is the actual cut-ups, snippets. 2,000 is two D1000 tables, 2,000 snippets. Then the third section is an image library, because the whole idea of non-authoring is you're not just having to make stuff up. You're being given these kind of very rich samples to use and put around, and so you can also use the images. If you want to know what an NPC looks like, you can just go into the back of the book, grab an image, and say that's the NPC. Now, the same NPC in the same role from everyone could choose a different image because they see the character differently. So that's the book. How to use it, the snippets, and the image library. Because most of it's done by macros, apart from resizing images, paraphrasing the content, and then a short actual play to show you how it all works, the actual thing is mostly automated, which means I can go from choosing a subject to creating a book in a day, in 12 hours, say. And they're quite rich. You've got images, text, all that sort of stuff. And this very last one, when I created this one, I also created a InDesign template. and I'm waiting for the proof to arrive this week, and that'll be the first physical book. Now they're US trade format, and they are that one's I think it's 139 pages, so they're quite thick. They're substantial books, so I'm quite looking forward to that. And then if this first one is right and the template's right, I can roll that out right across the board. All of those will have physical books um, because I've got all the tools in place for doing it. So, yep, that's the cut up non-authoring solo. Now, I said that the new icon will be down here amongst the card decks, and that's because I've got a this week's book is now this is system neutral, but any kind of D100 Cthulhu modern day game doesn't matter what it is. It could be uh, I've forgotten the name of it. The Pelgrane Press, the Downfall of Delta Green. Um, I've forgotten the name of that. Or the modern Delta Green. It could be Call of Cthulhu in a modern setting. Um, you could even take Acton Cthulhu, whatever you like. That's pretty modern. That is a soloing book designed to work with it. But the tables I included in the book, I had far more information and I ended up excluding stuff. So what I've done is I've made some oracle cards, and the front is landscape and looks a bit like a US driving license. Little NPC's photo, an NPC name and an address, a date of birth, sort of just some basic kind of bio information, and then the yes no oracle. You just the likelihood and an answer. On the flip side of it are loads of story prompts. So you can sort of like if you were setting up an adventure, a mission or an investigation, you could decide who they were, who the apparent villain is, what they did, who they did it to, how they did it, and then the sight, sound, smells, and things. So if you want to sort of add an extra layer of sort of awareness to your scenes, and then at the very bottom section, I've got a D4, D6, D8, D10, D12, D100, some little random dice rolls in there. So these are my most sophisticated cards yet, and it's a 200 card deck. And everything I learned from the Troika ones, so you're going to get it as there's going to be a PDF on how to use them, a PDF of all of the cards, which will be odd, even, odd, even. So if you wanted to just print off, say, 8 per page or 10 per page, just for your own use, or print them onto, say, Avery labels or something like that, you can just print off from the PDF. I'm also going to give you images of front and back. So if you're using one of these online card drawing apps where you can upload your own images, you can upload all of them and use an automated tool. Those options are really there for people that all the cards come from America. So if you're going to pay, say $20 for the or $19.99 for the deck, and then $70 for delivery, that makes no sense. So it's by far easier to give people virtual all the virtual tools they need to make the physical deck they want. And it's going to be a physical deck as well. So the electronic one will go live next week, and that new icon will appear down there. So that's the next thing. The other thing I've been working on for the last week is, can you see this Patron block here? Now that Patron block has the links to the Patron, and this is my Patron page. as you would see it when you landed. I've currently got 3 tiers. There will be a fourth one coming at the moment. Um, this is limited, so there's uh, yeah. The the best practice seems to be, to have a limited tier, so you don't give away everything. We'll see. There will be, if that gets completely full, then I will follow their own advice and create another tier on top. But I've got it only went live last week. I've got 15 patrons, which is quite good going by the looks of things. Uh, the I looked at the whole solo niche, and the say 11 to 20 patrons is kind of ballpark, so I'm sat right in the middle there. The best in the industry has about 260, so there's plenty of scope for growth there. And then you get all these kind of hidden posts. That's what the patrons are getting. The big selling point here is, where is it? The backlinks catalog. So if you become a patron, you get the PDFs of everything I've ever created for solo. I think it's all my solo stuff on DriveThru. You get it all for free. And I use DriveThru discount links, so the stuff goes into your library. So if I go under a bus tomorrow, then all your little PDFs will be safe. So that's the patron. Now there's going back to these covers, and uh, the idea of someone saying that I got good product recognition. Um, this is my Grim and Perilous solo rules. You see, this is in the book format. I think now I create one-page adventures in a trifold format, and so I thought, well, if these um, little books are identifiable, then why didn't I do the same with these? So I've started working on these little trifold covers for them. Now, if I go sideways here, you'll be able to see these. This is what I've just changed away from. Um, you can see here how it was. Well, if I go right back to the beginning, this is one of the earliest. Actually, Clash of Clans. There, this is about the earliest one there is. When I started out with this, putting the whole thing, on there sideways, just so you can see exactly what you were getting. Otherwise, you can't actually read the title. So I then overlaid the title, and it was a requirement to have this logo on there. And that logo is kind of really tiny on here, so you can't really see it. So I thought, okay, let's get the logos and the title visible. And I thought, oh, that looks horrible. So the little logos down here in the corner, you see the title, but you can't really see it. These aren't in date order; they're just in don't know what order they're in. So the first two ended up, well, the first three or four were actually bifold with the map in the middle. So then I thought, okay, let's turn them this way round. So that's what the whole thing would be. There's the old logo in there. There's the title at the top, but I put the title much bolder in the middle with what it is and the logos. And from here you can see how they transition into more of a trifold format. Oops. And then now we're clearly into trifold, and then that went a step further here. So now we've got the front has got, that's the copyright information at the back here, the logo, the title, a little description, and I stuck with those for a bit. And then to emphasize the trifold, can you see here how I put the clear three panels in there? Now these did look like These ones with the titles and things, and these ones I'm experimenting with. These had the trifold panel. This didn't. It just had the bigger border. And I've gone 3D, which I think is going to really stand out. I don't like the grey. That's going to go. This is going to be a 3D uh, mock-up uh, page on a white background. And yeah, so that's right at the beginning, and that's new at the top. So I'm going for the same kind of visibility here. And I think it's 38 titles in the Grimm Paris library. I'm going to update them all with the mock-up title covers. So that's it. I've been doing lots of to do with the covers and the appearance, and trying to just emphasize this and building up these little categories and getting more in print. So that's it. That's basically my entire week. Patron, optimizing covers, optimizing product pages, uh, the new logo, and the unexpected of deal of the day. Yeah. So oh, the deal of the day for the card deck. I checked the price yesterday, and it's one publisher point again for the deal of the day. So as soon as my deck of cards goes live, it will be deal of the day on DriveThruCards. And while I'll be making this video, we've sold another one of the OSR Solo. So it's still ticking over in how long? It's 20 minutes this video. So although most of America is asleep for now, it's still selling. So that's it. See you next week.